Not really looking for advice, but rather an interpretation of the following situation. Be me. No girl for a year or so. Finally figure out I like her. Get close to her. Chat with her almost daily. Talk to her every time at parties. Walk her home afterwards, cause she lives close. This goes on for a month or two. We end up watching a movie at her place one night. Obviously have expectations. Put hand around her. Hold her hand. No reaction. Try to kiss her. Rejected. Twice. Ended up sleeping at her place. Arm around her. Got a kiss on the cheek. Gave up at 3 to 4 a.m., turned around and went to sleep. Got up early next morning cause I had to go to work. Her head was on my chest. Tried hugging her again. She pretended to be asleep. Gathered my stuff, told her to text me when she's awake. She didn't, but I texted her in the afternoon. Hinted I wanted to meet, but she refused. Stopped answering me. Fast forward to 3 days. Wrote me a novel how she thought about it but wanted to just be friends. I asked her if she wanted to speak to me in person because I don't feel comfortable texting about serious matters. Another novel how she always got really anxious when talking in person. I just said okay and that I didn't want to meet if that's the case. She thanked me for clearing things up and that was that. Fast forward to 3 weeks. Go to a party. She is there. Hugs me as I walk through the door. I was really uncomfortable talking to her. Didn't want to be hugged either. Just half-assed it and ignored her for the evening. She excused herself really early and went home. Can't. Fast forward 1.5 years. She started experimenting with dyeing her hair. Last time she had violet hair. Dark lipstick. Looked ridiculous. Saw her smoking for the first time. In the meantime she contacted me twice or thrice to ask me if I'm going to such and such party. I just said yes and I see her pretty often because we have the same circles of friends. Generally ignore her because I'm still feeling somewhat uncomfortable talking to her, even if much less so than before, and I don't really have anything to tell her anyway. I don't want to date her and have no interest in her anymore, but I seriously don't get it. She didn't used to behave this way previously and was really sweet and cute. Now this shit happens. I don't feel responsible or anything as I think I gave her a few opportunities and she rejected me nonetheless, but I'd very much like to know why she's behaving in this manner. Both pics unrelated. 2020. Be me, wage slave. Working 2 jobs just to get full-time. Lose half my hours to the Rona. Lose my annual raises because of budget cuts. Have to go on unemployment for a few months. 2021. A few months ago. Back to work. Finally got my raises. Got my performance evaluations, best one so far. Boss starts hiring new people because business is picking up. Start noticing my coworkers leaving for new jobs. Assume they didn't get raises. Well, more for me lol. Fast forward to last week. My boss is out because he fucked up his knee. Power struggle ensues between the supervisors. They talk to me because I've been there longer than anyone else. One spills the tea to me about everything. The other supervisors are pissed she gets paid so much and says she doesn't do shit. She tells me that the other people left because the new hires are getting better starting pay, just like her. MFW, she says she makes twice as much as me. MFW and the DM set the new rates. MFW, he told the supervisors that the company can't afford to raise the senior staff's pay to match. MFW, she's telling me this because she thinks I make more the new rate. MFW, my boss and my DM know I'm signing a mortgage. Do I quit? Do I call my DM and ask what the fuck? Do I threaten to leave? I have so much time invested in the company. How's your day /adverb/? Here's a green text for you. Be me a couple years ago. 14 years old. Live in Venezuela when shit hit the fan. Father moves to Panama to get me, my mother and my brother out of that shithole. Live a very good life with parents working and me getting very good grades at school. Fast forward 4 years. Be me, 18 years old. While working in Panama, my parents get a well-paid job as teachers in the US and get worker visas while my lil bro and I get J2 visas. Go to high school and plan my whole senior year around studying medicine. Graduate. Time to go to pre-med. Research good, cheap universities to go to. There's this free and famous university in Argentina. Reluctantly get into it because getting into an American university was pretty damn hard and got too late to the point where I could really choose. The university itself is not bad, but the government and general situation of Argentina is getting darker by the day. Looking into universities here in the US. Expensive. Complicated. I'm having a hard time studying at my current university online, so nothing tells me it will be any better here. I want to study here, but I don't know any lawyers to assess me with my papers and haven't even applied for nursing school here. On the other option, I will live in a place that will possibly become a shithole, far away from home if I go for my current university, which I got into because of the affordability and level of education for the price. TL, doctor, I don't know what the fuck to do right now and I'm seriously considering suicide. How's your day /adverb/? Here's a green text for you. Be me a couple years ago. 14 years old. Live in Venezuela when shit hit the fan. Father moves to Panama to get me, my mother and my brother out of that shithole. Live a very good life with parents working and me getting very good grades at school. Fast forward 4 years. Be me, 18 years old. While working in Panama, my parents get a well-paid job as teachers in the US and get worker visas while my lil bro and I get J2 visas. Go to high school and plan my whole senior year around studying medicine. Graduate. Time to go to pre-med. Research good, cheap universities to go to. There's this free and famous university in Argentina. Reluctantly get into it because getting into an American university was pretty damn hard and got too late to the point where I could really choose. The university itself is not bad, but the government and general situation of Argentina is getting darker by the day. Looking into universities here in the US. Expensive. Complicated. I'm having a hard time studying at my current university online, so nothing tells me it will be any better here. I want to study here, but I don't know any lawyers to assess me with my papers and haven't even applied for nursing school here. On the other option, I will live in a place that will possibly become a shithole, far away from home if I go for my current university, which I got into because of the affordability and level of education for the price. TL, doctor, I don't know what the fuck to do right now and I'm seriously considering suicide. Be me. Live in Himachal Pradesh in the Himalayas. 1 million Israeli tourists visit every year after military service. See Israeli group smoking weed. Ashkenazi Israeli QT 3.14 looks at me. Our eyes meet. Walk up to her. Instant connection. Talk for an hour. Start dating. 1 month into the relationship. Let's take it to the next level and on. Lose virginity. Fuck 5 times a day for next 6 months. Notice multiple red flags in her. She keeps checking my phone every day, without even asking me. First big fight. Fuck for an hour straight, after making up. Let's get engaged and on. MFW. What the fuck should I do, brothers? My life is screwed. She fucks good and loves me, but I'll kill myself in a couple of years if marry this woman. How do I Jew my way out of this? Please help me, brothers. Be me 2 years ago, 11th grade. New girl comes to my class. She's cute and hot, e-girl/weeb/doomer, kinda has BPD. We hit it off since I met her once and we shared a few friends outside school. I got her into my friend circle in school. I was into her, she was into me, and I didn't wanted to make things difficult since we were friends and I didn't want to hurt me or her at the end, so I decided to just stay friends. A few months and she and my at the time friend got into relationship. Good for them. Another few months, they broke up. In the end my friend was the cunt, not her. To 12th grade, we go back to school, all good. One day my friend texts me if I would want to date her. I say no, cause I think I would make shitty BF, but I still like her. A month, they are back together. Think they won't last long like the last time, was wrong. Now a month back, she texts me, and we basically chatted for a whole month every day for like 14 hours a day. She told me she and her BF got into a fight and didn't talk for 2 weeks. One night, She asks me why didn't I asked her out before. Told her I didn't understand my feelings at the time. She tells me she likes me. We chat more and I fall in love with her. She tells me her BF told her to break up with him, and later they did a pause in their relationship. Tell her to break up with him if she wants to do it, since she would be happier. 1 week ago I told her I liked her, she said I know, and now I think they are back together, but I haven't asked and don't know for sure. I skipped some details, but that's the gist of it. Should I ask? Now I know I really like her, but is it too late? Should I ask if it's too late? It hurts more than I thought it would. Hi everyone, needs some advice on what to do next. Be me barbecue with 2 friends 1F 1M, each bring their BF/GF. I get along very well with F friend, I like her, have crush, but accept friendship. Drinking all night, I barbecue food for everyone, play games, dance. F friend BF says he wants to go to bed. She makes fun of him because it's early. Says she needs to find better guy who isn't lame, I front of everyone. Kind of making fun but also drunk. He goes to bed and we keep hanging out with M friend and his GF. They begin to leave. F friend suddenly says she needs to go to friend's house, says it's the same way I'm going. Doesn't give me address but insists it's the same route and I should share Uber. Other friends leave and I continue to help clean up. Can feel tension between both of us, we are alone. She makes move on me, trying to hold me and get close to face. I painfully push her away and almost instantly regret it. I know I did the right thing. She gets a little upset. Asks if I am choosing her BF over her, as in am I really gonna not hook up with her. She calls Uber from her own house and I stay. I spend rest of night in regret but also glad because I don't want to lose our friendship even though I do have feelings. She keeps calling and texting through the night, asking if everything is okay. She doesn't want to ruin our friendship either. Did I do the right thing? I want to let her know that I was also interested but didn't want to sacrifice at least having her as a friend. We talked briefly in person a couple days after and it was short, basically she refused to acknowledge it even happened. I don't even know what we're talking about sarcastically as to refer she rather not really talk about it. But we both agreed it would be nice not act awkward, and remain the type of friends we are. I just want to communicate that I feel the same way. Example 1. Be me, move in with housemate. He asks if I want to hang out, say yes, go to a restaurant and chat while eating. He goes to the bathroom and I go to the front of the restaurant to get some ketchup. As I'm walking by this group of 3 girls, they look at me, kind of intensely. I get anxious and look at the floor as I walk by them, ignoring them, as I walk back to my table. Example 2. Be me, 6 feet, wearing flannel and jeans. I walk into this study area. I sign in. I see this girl looking up at me. She's pretty cute Latina, smiling at me. I make eye contact with her and then look down at my feet. I look back up and she's back in her work. Example 3. Walking to my apartment. Girl in front of me, wearing short dress. I stare at her ass. I do this intensely for 1 minute as she walks. Then she turns around and stares directly at me. I just look at the ground and walk ahead of her. Okay. So my question is, how do I gain the confidence to talk to women or at the very least learn to smile at them? Be me 17, just finished high school. I'm fucked up. I was bullied and I had no friends. I decided to take English classes. I meet this lovely boy named Renzo. I immediately fall in love. I'm kinda homophobic at that time so I treat him like trash before accepting I like him. He was still nice to me somehow. I have a mental breakdown and behave like a retard for 3 months and he stops talking to me. I get my shit together and he forgives me for being an asshole. We act like nothing happened. I sit with him last month of the semester. I behave like a moron again. I make stupid jokes, act bored when he talks to me and seem sad all the time. One day before I last saw him I made fun of him with a friend and he seemed upset. Last day, we don't even talk. I finished my exam and never looked back. Next semester he didn't show. I didn't even ask for his phone number. I texted him on Facebook and he never replied. To put in context, it was pretty clear he liked me, by the way he looked at me and behaved when I was with him. So now I feel so guilty because I was a degenerate and he was always nice to me. And I loved him, but what was I thinking to behave like that? What can I do to feel less shitty about myself? BTW, sorry for my English, I'm Argentinian. Be me, have Asperger's. Total goober up until later in high school. Somehow become part of cool kids through friends I had. Continually blunder and fuck up non-stop. Amazing anyone tolerated me. Best friends put up with it, defended me a lot for dumb shit I did. Learned the hard way every day for years. Eventually learned enough that I'm cooler than most people now. Best friend from high school comes out to visit me. Brings up autism, me banging lady boys, and a bunch of other things. Even tells everyone at a table I peaked in high school. I didn't, he did. Says all this in front of my friends who know me only as cool and on. My close friend says it's a low blow afterwards, gave me nervous glances whole time. Best friend from high school wants to come back out. Tell him I won't bring him around my friends anymore if he comes out. He says he was only joking about that stuff. I owe him for like all my fun times in high school, when I was a total spurg who just happened to be hot. But now I don't know what to do, since he was such a lame person to bring around everyone and could have hurt my reputation. I'm 25 now, I live a good life, I'm not sure I want to risk what I have for the sake of paying back an old buddy who's been lonely all of quarantine.